feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the great.
Hey, I remember very specifically this one morning when I was waking up. It was a few years ago during the COVID lockdown, and I was under the sheets, slowly opening up my eyes. As I started waking up, my phone, which was on the counter right over there, I reached to go pick it up, and the first thing I did was go to Instagram and scroll. And the next thing you know, 2 or 3 hours passed, and this was when I was supposed to be in online school during COVID. And so I missed the entire morning of that class. So I finally decided to go to my computer and to log in for the class that was later in the day. And it turns out that I was like super late. I just made up some like random excuse about how I had to go outside to do something. And literally for the rest of the day, I wasn't able to focus. I wasn't able to think about anything other than scrolling, anything other than what I saw. And my mind was just pretty much everywhere. I felt anxious about my productivity. It felt like I was doing nothing and learning nothing. And so finally we got to around lunchtime when I went to the kitchen and I cooked some frozen orange chicken. That's what it was. I remember very specifically. It was like this frozen, really sweet, sugary orange chicken. And so I started cooking that. And then I decided to get that and mix it with white rice. And I took it back to the room and I ate it. And after I ate that food, I got so tired during class, I decided to distract myself again. And so after opening up Instagram again and scrolling down Reels again, I saw something that you would expect to see on Instagram. I saw a pretty girl wearing very little amount of clothes. And so this triggered me at that moment to leave the room and to do something very dirty on my own. And after I was finished, I kind of sat there and thought, what a horrible life I'm living, a horrible way that I'm living. And I was so disappointed and so unfulfilled. And I had such little energy. I didn't want to do literally anything throughout the day. And those were the times where I was barely even leaving my house. I wouldn't even go into my backyard and get some sunlight. And honestly, it's times like these that I remember. It's times like these that motivate me now to never be the same again, to never fall down to that level ever again, and to work every single day to be the maximum potential that I could be. I know if you're a young man and you're roughly my age, you've probably been through a lot of the same things. You've probably thought a lot of the same thoughts. You've probably done a lot of the same things. And I want you to know that in modern society, the way that we've been raised, right? It makes it so easy to do these things. It makes it so easy to waste time. It makes it so easy to live an unfulfilling life doing what someone else wants us to do. And so truly, bro, I want to help you break from the pain and misery of these modern addictions, because if we don't, they take control of our lives. One of the first things that helped me to break these addictions was learning how to meditate. A few years ago, I first learned about like meditating and the benefits, but I never really started doing it consistently until about a year ago. The thing is I found about meditation is that when I meditate, I noticed that I'm a lot more aware of the decisions I make. I notice it's actually easier to decide not to do things. It's easier to decide, if I meditate that day, it's easier to decide not to do that bad habit and to do this good habit instead. It's easier to decide on those things because you're more aware of it. And so meditation was one of the easiest habits that I did that could affect all of those things and could affect my decision making. But it also made me feel less anxious throughout the day. It helped to slow everything down around me, to slow down my life. It helped to make me aware of the decisions and to be aware of the time passing, because when you meditate, you sit there and do nothing. And so you're aware of every single second coming and going, every single precious moment in your life. You can see it passing in front of your eyes. And a lot of times we get distracted in small, minute things that take up our entire lives, right? And we don't actually sit down and slow things down. And so when you slow things down every single day, at least once a day, right? You'll notice this time. You'll notice every moment and appreciate every single moment more. And this helped me with my anxiety so much, because I honestly felt like the days were just going by. And as I meditated and I got more consistent, right? The days that I meditated, I felt so much better. I felt so much more focused. I felt so much more productive. And I felt like I wasn't just wasting time in my life. And so if you're tired of that pain of of feeling like you're wasting time, if you're tired of having that anxiety, try meditating, guided meditation. They have a bunch of apps for it on phones now, or you can literally type in YouTube, guided meditation, and just meditate for like 5-10 minutes today. I also noticed that when I meditate, my friends literally see me as more present. They see me as, instead of thinking random thoughts while they're speaking to me, I can actually fully understand and fully interpret the words they're saying and fully convey those emotions, right? I can interpret the emotions that they're trying to convey, and I can relate to them a lot better. When you meditate on focusing on your breath, when you have conversations, you're actually going to be able to speak so much more freely, so much more fluently, and so much more focused in any conversation. And so meditating will, at least for me, really help to improve my social skills. Another thing that I did that really helped me improve my mindset and improve my health and mental health was going to the gym. I remember when I first started going to the gym, I really didn't think like I would ever become strong, like one of those guys that looks really good, right? I never really thought that that was possible for me, and I thought my genes would always block me. I thought that the gym was for guys that were already strong, who were already fit, and I also thought it wasn't really going to change my life all that much. And so the first time I went, I could barely do any of the workouts. I remember I couldn't do a single pull-up, I couldn't do a single dip, and I could barely bench press the bar. And it honestly felt like I was so far away from where I wanted to be that I would never ever get there, no matter how hard I tried. But the thing is, I decided to keep going anyway. I decided that I was going to be consistent for at least 2 months. And so after 2 months, I actually started seeing a little bit of results. And so I kept going and I kept going. And as I went harder and harder. I added more and more sets, and I had more and more days when I was going to the gym. And honestly, it's so fulfilling after going to the gym for a while to see your growth consistently and to have something to always work towards. Once you have fitness, it's kind of something you always grow and you always work to improve. And so that's why I think for men, it's really important to prioritize their health and their fitness, because that's not only going to develop the mindsets you need for success in whatever you do, but it's also just going to be good for your health and your mental health overall, because it gives you something to work towards. And I can say this with absolute certainty, that if it wasn't for the gym and meditation, I would not be anywhere near where I am at today. And so if you want to start improving your mental health and you want to start improving your mindset, start meditating and going to the gym. And so, bro, before I end this video, I'm going to ask you this. Are you going to be a leader or another part of the crowd? Are you going to be like the 90% of people who aren't going to take action on this video and they're just going to keep doing the same things over and over again in an infinite cycle until the day they die? Or are you going to take action today and change the trajectory of your life? The decision is up to you. And remember, you deserve the consequences of your actions. And make sure you go down right now and subscribe.